Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Dr. Ketam Hamdan and I am a licensed therapist, educator and content creator, as well as the An-Nisa mental health director. Today I'm excited to introduce a new series to you called Therapy Thursdays, where we're actually going to take questions from our community and actually share back with you some mental health tips regarding that topic. This week we're going to be talking about relationships and the 3 stages of falling in love. Why am I attracted to someone who's not good for me? I see my friends in healthy relationships. Can you tell me why I'm drawn to unhealthy relationships and what makes me attracted to them? I want to cover that by shedding some light on the 3 stages of falling in love. See, most people think that falling in love actually happens in your heart. But the truth of the matter is falling in love happens in your brain, which brings us to the first stage called lust. And lust is exactly what it sounds like, where the brain chemicals released in that is testosterone and estrogen. And during this phase, it's actually the infatuation phase where you see someone and you're basically just really attracted to them and you would like to mate with them in simple terms. During this stage, it doesn't necessarily lead to the attachment or the attraction phase. It's more about a visual stimulation. Now, the next stage is called the attraction phase. And this is very important to understand the attraction phase, because this is when a lot of the unconscious things that we're drawn to are actually being triggered. We tend to be drawn to people that provoke our childhood issues. So if I didn't receive a lot of attention growing up, what will happen in the attraction phase is I'm actually going to be attracted to somebody who is giving me attention. Now, here's the caveat. If that person is giving me attention, but is also unhealthy because they're not able to commit, or they do drugs, or they tend to cheat, the neurochemical that gets released actually impairs my judgment to see those things. I know, sounds kind of weird and chaotic, right? Unfortunately, that's what does happen, and it's why it's very important to understand what you're unconsciously drawn to. Unless you understand what you're unconsciously attracted to, you will keep attracting it, because what your brain says, let me attract someone with that same wounding. If I can fix them and make them loyal and committed to me, then I can fix my wounds of the past. The attraction phase is really important to understand the unconscious process in that, and a licensed professional that really is specialized in relationships can help you understand that. You know, there was a famous saying that says, until you make the unconscious conscious, it'll continue to direct your life and you'll call it faith. Most of us are in denial about our childhood and we think childhood is here and adulthood is here, and it's not the case. Our childhood continues into adulthood and it continues to influence us. And so that's why it's very important to understand your attachment style in childhood. So in short, the stage 2, the attraction phase, is literally the honeymoon phase. Life seems happier. You tend to be more optimistic. You're looking forward to things. You're actually kind of obsessed about this person. And it can last anywhere from 1 month to 6 months. Once that phase is over, you slowly kind of transition into what they call the 3rd phase, which is what I want to talk about now, called the attachment phase. The attachment phase is you've been with this person long enough and you're saying, okay, I'm ready to commit. I want to move on. I'm considering taking this person to the next level. And in this phase, this is where we're actually evaluating the person more so in terms of long-term. Can I trust them? Are they reliable? Are they compatible? You have a little bit more judgment where the front part of your brain is engaged and you can see things clearer and you can make healthier decisions. This is where you get the brain chemicals of oxytocin and vasopressin. And these 2 hormones are actually quite important because they're the feel-good hormones and they're the ones that are responsible for feeling a sense of calm and safety and security. And a lot of times people kind of get stuck between stage 2 on stage 3, and one of the reasons being is because we're trying to kind of hold on to that euphoria of who this person is. But now in stage 3, we're kind of like waking up and seeing, well, maybe they're not as perfect as I thought that they were. Now that the blinders slowly coming off, you're kind of seeing a more realistic version. Most people in the attachment phase are coming in with an insecure attachment. And if you have an insecure attachment, your partner also has an insecure attachment. So the goal is to work together to get to a more secure attachment that's going to lead to a healthier, more sustainable life. There's no such thing as happily ever after. Sorry, I hate to burst that bubble for you. It's called work ever after, but those are the healthiest relationships that I've seen. And in this attachment phase, this is when, you know, the blinders are down and that euphoria of like life is great, everything's wonderful, everyone's on their best behavior is now kind of stopped. And so in this phase, you really have to keep it real, and you have to open your eyes and recognize, okay, this person is good for me, but at the same time, I recognize there's things that we need to work on. And whenever someone tells me, oh, I met someone and I'm so happy, I ask them, tell me 3 things you don't like about them. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, the phase where you have to be almost realistic, where I'm happy with this person, I feel safe and secure, but I also recognize the flaws in them. And both of you are both willing to work on those flaws. The recommendation that I would give in summary is, it is important to kind of understand the different stages that we fall in love. That's 1. Number 2 is that falling in love is a neurochemical thing, which happens in stage 2 under attraction. So I strongly advise that if you are attracting unhealthy partners, it might be important to meet with a mental health professional and kind of understand a bit more about your past and what you're drawn to. Someone who specializes in relationships can help. Someone that also specializes in something called like imago therapy, even John Gottman, or emotionally focused therapy, that can really get you into your body and into your history to kind of understand, connect the past to the present. That will really kind of help shed the light on what's going on there. I wanted to share the 3 stages of love because they are quite important to understand universally, regardless of religion, culture, age. And the more you understand them, the more you understand yourself, the more it will help you to actually figure out why you're attracted to certain people and not others, and actually how to attract healthier partners and how do you get into a healthier attachment style, because until you actually heal and work on your issues, you will keep attracting partners that will keep bringing those up. Thank you so much for tuning in to Therapy Thursdays. I'll see you guys next week.